Hello, everyone. Welcome to creating your own exercise program for effective weight loss. My name is Travis Edwards. I hope you guys are extremely excited because I'm going to be taking you through this today, and I know you're going to get a lot out of it. Yeah, let's get it started. Now, just a disclaimer here: I don't want you to sue me for any of the information that's in here. Although it's believed to be correct, I want you to take the information, do your own research, and come to your own conclusions. All right. So that's enough of the legal stuff there. Now, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to give you a little bit about my background and story. We're going to tell you what you need to do, what you need to determine prior to your exercise program. We're going to show you how to put a program together. We're going to show you how to sustain a successful program. We're going to give you a real life example. We're going to give you some general guidelines for nutrition, and then we're going to just finish up. Now, my background and story. So I am the author of The Secrets to Success in Diet and Exercise, The Art of Keeping It Simple. This book was published December 2012, so it's only about 4 months old now. It's done pretty well. I participated in sports since age 7, um, so I know what it is to be pretty active. I haven't really been not not been active. I guess with the exception of being in university. I've taught basketball, soccer, hockey, so I understand a lot of stuff about sports for over 6 years at a community center. Now, the reason that I'm teaching and helping people to, do things like this is because of what happened to me on July 4th, 2011. Now, while driving to a friend's house, I had what I thought at the time was a really, really bad headache. I was driving there, my head was banging. I'm not the type of person to get headaches, so it's kind of weird. Anyways, I ended up arriving at my friend's house, and while I was there, when I stepped out of the car, I immediately sensed something was wrong. I felt off balance. I felt kind of dizzy, and I said, you know what? I'm going to decide to go home. So I hop back in the car, start driving off. I'm on the main road, and immediately the road in front of me starts to spin. I don't know how to describe this to you, but I'm looking straight, but the road is spinning, and I'm like, what's going on? And the when I'm looking at the sun that was coming in through the front glass, the drive, through the drivers, um, was disturbing me. My eyes were really sensitive to it, and the entire thing was just bothering me. I don't know what was going on. So, can you imagine? I could barely see. Um, the road is spinning, and then because of me just feeling off balance, I kind of began to swerve in between lanes. I couldn't particularly know how to. I wasn't able to stay particularly in my lane. But luckily, as that day, the road was not as busy as it usually is, and I was somehow able to make it home. It honestly felt like eternity to get back home. I honestly parked the car. I stumbled into my house, and as soon as I stumbled into my house, my sister knew something was wrong. She called the ambulance, and that was it. And to make a long story short, I was diagnosed with something called vertigo, and it's basically an off balance spell where it feels like everything in front of you is spinning, including yourself. So it's caused by an inner ear imbalance, and basically you feel like you're off balance. You can't walk. Everything's just spinning. It's a very, very scary feeling. It's scary enough to knock me out for a couple of weeks, and that's when I got thinking about life and how can I help people and how can I benefit people, and thought about writing a book and whatnot. So that's the story on July 4th, 2011. There. Other than that, I've been involved in health and fitness for over 5 years now, and I am a fitness trainer at Fitness 365 in Toronto. Now, a little bit on my background, and again, sorry, my background story continued here. If you look on the left-hand side there, you can see myself there. That was about approximately about 4 years ago. That's how I look then, and if you look to the words of right, you can see what I look like right now. You can see me doing squats here. I was doing some ab raises at home. I'm doing Spider-Man push-ups here. So you can see that I've had somewhat of a transformation when it has come to weight loss. I believe, around 15 pounds. I've taken off tons and tons of body fat percentage, and I've created lean muscle mass. So I definitely do know what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff here. Now, what you need to know before before you put your exercise program. These are some things you need to know to determine prior to your exercise program. Number one, you want to determine your why. Um, a lot of people do not have a reason why they want to work or why they want to lose weight, and why they want to lead a healthier lifestyle, and they're wondering why somewhere down the line things don't work out the way they do. And this is the number one reason I have found that things don't go according to plan. Another thing could also be mindset, but this also has something to do with mindset. Essentially, you want to figure out what your motivation is behind working out, and I'm going to take you through a real life example to give you an example of that. That you know. Now, secondly, you want to what do you envision for yourself? Um, and then what do you want to accomplish? So essentially, what do you see yourself looking at? What do you vision? And I lost of words here, but what do you picture yourself as? What do you look like? What's your ideal body weight? It doesn't have to be ideal, but what do you see yourself as, and what do you want to accomplish? So in other words, what is your goal? Thirdly, you want to determine what environment you're going to use. So um, there's multiple things you can. There's multiple ways you can get in shape these days. You can go through the gym, you can work out from home, and if you don't like the gym or you don't want to work out from home, you can definitely start with recreation. So that's something you would want to consider there. Now, step number 4, you want to determine your schedule based on your current agenda. So essentially, you want to determine what days you'd want to work out and what days you would want to rest. In addition to the time segments you can allow to work out. Now, fifth step would be to determine your current exercise level. Are you a beginner? Are you intermediate? Or are you advanced? I'm going to tell you why that's important when it comes to cardio and strength training. Okay. Step 6. Now, depending on your goal, which is to lose weight, build lean muscle mass, tone, get lean, you'd want to definitely do a little bit of research there. All right. Then step 7, you want to determine your plan of action in terms of diet and exercise. So essentially, this is basically what you intend to do. Step 8, you want to determine 5 to 8 exercises that you can potentially do on a daily basis based on your current exercise level. And again, I'm going to get into a real life example with that, so don't worry about that too much. Step 9, you want to use the measure, monitor, and adjust model to track the results, and you want to do this at least every 30 days. Now, we're getting a little bit into putting your program together. I'm going to give you an example of how to use all these things here. Also, keep in mind you can stop this presentation at any time. It is recorded, so you can stop it and listen to it and make sure you're getting everything that I'm saying here. All right. So, to continue here, in terms of measuring, you want a target date to lose weight. So one thing you'd want to do is put a target date on it. So if you want to lose 20 pounds, you want to say that I want to lose that by June 1st, 2013. Now, keep in mind, it's just a benchmark. If you don't achieve by then, you don't want to, put yourself down. But you do that because it's a form of motivation. Now, monitor is basically looking at the particular exercises that you're doing. And you want to see if it's actually delivering you results. So you'd want to do that 4 to 6 weeks, and you want to record your results in some form. So we're talking about, I use a calendar, but you can also use like a notebook or something to record your results in terms of what you're doing in terms of reps and sets. And then you'd want to adjust your program essentially. So questions to ask yourself is my workout easy or hard, or is it somewhere in between? Is your workout fun? The reason behind if it's fun or not is that will determine if you'll continue it. Some people, they like the fact that the workout will be fun, and that's the reason they would keep going. Now, You want to also know how your body is responding to your current routine. Um, and then lastly, you want to ask, am I closer to my goal? So is what I'm doing delivering or getting me to where I want to be? And basically, once you get the answers to these questions, you can determine if you want to adjust your program or not. All right? All right. So here are some keys to creating, sustaining a successful program. So one of the things when you go to see a personal trainer is that they do assessment on you. So to see if you're physically, see if you're physically ready or um, in the condition to take on physical exercise. Now, we what you'd want to do is you could potentially do that depending on what kind of level you are. You probably want to do an assessment by your personal trainer or consult with your doctor before you go ahead and participate in any exercise program. And definitely some of the things you would want to consider for would be increased cardiac risk. So if you're a person or a male over the age of 45 or a woman that's older than 55, you could be, you can certainly be at increased risk for cardiac risk. There's other things such as family history of heart disease, smoking, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and the list goes on. There's a whole list of things. If you need to find out those parameters, you can certainly shoot me an email and I'll send that over to you. I'll tell you how you can do that a little bit later. Now, one thing you potentially want to do is fill out a physical activity readiness questionnaire, and this can essentially be found at my website. Actually, let me just click it and go there and show you guys a little bit how that is. Give me a second here while it loads up. It's taking a little bit longer than usual. Just bear with me for a second here. Yeah, so this is the website here. Just seeing things popping up a little slow here on my computer. But if you actually go to my website here, you can see that we have a Part Q form here. And essentially, this is a form that you'd want to use to, again, see if you're at increased cardiac risk, making sure that you're ready to exercise. This is something that is recommended. You don't have to do it, but again, it depends on your exercise level, how long you've been doing it for, that type of thing. All right. So, all right. So, another thing you would want to consider is your knowledge level. Essentially, you want to know what you can and can't do at this point. You might not know exactly what that is, but you want to have a general idea. Then you want to evaluate your individual ability to choose exercises appropriately. All right, that's self-explanatory there. Now, continued. When it comes to creating your program, this principle that I'm going to tell you about is huge. So it's called FIT, and basically it refers to frequency, intensity, time, and type. And this is something that you want to consider when you want to put together your program. Now, again, the guidelines can be found at my website again. Now, in terms of frequency, that refers to the number of times you're going to do the activity. And depending on your exercise level, you might want to, it'll be adjusted for each, each your required level anyways. Now, in terms of intensity, this describes, your level of activity, and that would depend on your heart rate and several other factors, what's the maximum load you can lift, that type of thing. And then time, you want to describe how long you're going to be doing the activity for. Again, you can find some of these guidelines on my website. Actually, I might as well just take you there again and show it to you. I don't know why I loaded it again, but if you go here, I have some guidelines for you in terms of we have cardiorespiratory guidelines here, resistance training guidelines, and these will take you pretty much through the FIT principle, so you don't have to stress about it too much. But when you structure your program, you want to definitely know, what type of intensity you're going to be using, what time you're going to be doing things for. It's important because it will definitely affect your body when it comes to exercise. So that's fit. Now you want to also give yourself the required rest days so that you can perform optimally. You don't want to be doing 7 days a week because if you're not giving yourself the required rest, you're going to end up burning out, and you definitely want to avoid that. You're probably just going to delay yourself in getting to your goal a lot faster. Now, you also want to know what muscle groups you plan to work on based on your schedule. So you want to know that I am going to do on Monday, I'm going to do biceps and triceps. On Tuesday, I'm going to do abs. On Wednesday, I'm going to do chest and back. On Thursday, I'm going to do legs. I just described my program to you. So you want to know what muscle groups you're going to do on a weekly basis, and you can adjust it according to your schedule. Now, you also want to organize your workouts in such a way that you do not do the same muscle groups within consecutive days. Again, this comes down to giving yourself the required rest. You want to, the general benchmark is 48 hours for the same muscle group. So if you did biceps on Monday, you generally wouldn't want to do it again until Wednesday to give yourself the required rest. All right? All right, so let's continue here. So, also, you want to avoid consecutive days of very intense exercise. So you want to follow a relatively hard day of exercising with an easier day, essentially. Again, you don't want to burn out. You don't want to ignore any sudden pain or discomfort, guys. You don't want any type of overuse injuries, which is basically you doing the same thing or just doing the same repetitive motion, and eventually until something happens to you or you've hurt yourself in a way, and then you can't continue to work out, and then again your goal is delayed. You also want to, vary your workout options, give yourself a variety, change things up. It's always refreshing to do new things. You can always consider using a gym or accountability partner. Again, this is great for sustaining. You just want to make sure you choose the right partner. I do talk about that in my book, so if you go to my website, you can certainly get the free ebook version and you can read upon it there. Also, in terms of accountability partner, actually, you can use a friend, coach, a personal trainer. So that's where so that's what you can use there. You want to also strive for progress on a weekly basis by challenging yourself in some form. So this is called progressive overload. You want to strive to, see some gains in what you're doing, and this will be extremely important for someone that's looking to lose weight. If you do not want to plateau, you're gonna want to change things over time to get yourself to new heights. And then you want to continually educate yourself and implement what you learn to grow. And that essentially what that is as you learn more and you start applying what you learn, you'll grow, you'll do things a little bit differently, and you'll, get smarter in doing what you want to do. All right? All right, guys. So here's a real life example. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. As I said, you can pause this at any time, record, take notes. I do suggest that you write down what I'm saying here. All right? So here's an example. So Jennifer is a 40-year-old career and family woman. She works full-time for a bank and takes care of her family, which includes 3 young children. She's extremely busy and finds that she's exhausted by the end of the day to keep up with her kids. Based on her care schedule, she can only work out at the gym or at home 3 days a week for 30 to 45 minutes, with possibly a 4th additional workout. She's hoping to lose 20 pounds in 3 to 4 months. All right, guys. So here is an example of a lady that is busy. This probably is an example of a typical person that has kids, has very, very, very little time because they're busy, and is trying to lose weight. It seems virtually impossible, but it is possible. And I'm going to tell you that despite what anything or anyone or what the media tells you or anything, it is possible to do things. It's a matter of structure your program in such a way that you will have success. Now, some assumptions here regarding this lady is that she's done assessment by a personal trainer and a doctor. She has, has no physical image. She has no knee problems, that type of thing, no shoulder problems, no back problems. She exhibits normal blood pressure, and she's in, she fairly eats, has fairly good eating habits. All right. So going through the steps that I just talked to you about. So prior to, again, starting this program, she knew why she wanted to do what she wanted to do. So she wants to be able to, keep up with the kids and have more energy. Now, step two, she has a vision and goal. She sees herself as a person that has tons of energy, a glowing appearance, and also wants to lose 20 pounds. So she has vision and goal, guys. And I do suggest that you guys have some idea. It certainly does help, and then you act upon it, right? Now, in terms of the environment, because of her busy schedule, she can do the gym. She can do the gym at home. So this, when it comes to environment, this is something you want to consider. If you're going to do workout from home, you have the required equipment to do what you need to do. You want to make sure you have those things. You want to make sure you're free of distractions if you're going to work out from home. And then at the gym, well, it should have everything, so you should be fine there. But if you're going to work out from home, those are some of the things you want to consider there. All right. Now, step 4. She starts to see, she looks at her. She works. She's a very busy individual. She looks at her schedule. And she says to herself, "Listen, I can work out on Monday and Thursday between 4 and 5 p.m. She can work Saturday and possibly work out Saturday and possibly Sunday between 9 and 10 a.m. So this is based on her schedule. Again, you don't want to look at your own schedule and say, listen, where are the times that I can work out, and then, put some time slots there based on what time you have, your schedule, and whatnot. So now, in terms of exercise level, she predicts she's between, beginner to intermediate level. She's been working off for a while. She's kind of fallen off the last little bit, but she is looking forward to moving forward now. Now, in terms of step 6, she does do a little bit of research. She does, go through some apps, and she also did a complimentary session with a personal trainer to have some basic knowledge in what she can do to possibly lose weight. Now, she also discovered, a combination of aerobic and anaerobic exercise, and she determines those are the best to do. In general, when it comes to losing weight, you definitely want to consider doing cardio and a combination of strength training. This is the best way to essentially lose weight. All right. So she also, the personal trainer that she did do the complimentary session with, also told her to strive for high intensity sessions during a short period of time, as opposed to doing low intensity sessions during a longer period of time. All right. All right. Excuse me there. Now, in terms of step 7, her plan is to lose 5+ pounds per month. Now, remember, she wanted to lose 20 pounds. So if you do the math, if you were to do 5 pounds a month, which is healthy, which is more than realistic in terms of what she's trying to do, she'll probably lose, the 20 pounds in 4 months or so. That's 4 pounds over 4 months. 5 pounds over 4 months actually. And she's going to be doing, making some small changes to her existing diet in terms of, portion control, reducing some of her sugar, and eating more smaller meals more often. Now that's essentially important for anyone that's going to lose weight. There's a misconception there that you're going to eat less. When it comes to losing weight, you're going to probably essentially want to eat more. We just want to eat healthier meals, right? So that's one thing there. I just want to clear that up. In terms of exercise, she will be doing interval training, and she will be doing before I go into that, interval training is basically cardio, a type of cardio training where you have work and rest periods. So to give you an example, if you're on the treadmill, there will be a point where you'll be walking, and then there's another part which is your rest period, and then there's a part where you're running, which is your work period. So that's what you call interval training. And she's going to be, her plan is to increase the resistance over time and possibly increase the gradient again to challenge herself and to progress forward. In terms of strength training, because her time is limited, she's going to do circuit training. And circuit training is a series of exercises with minimal rest. Actually, I'm going to show you an example of one that I've created for this lady here in a minute. So, right. So, step 8. So, this is where we actually create the program. So, on Monday, she decides because of her schedule, she's going to be doing a full body circuit. Now, this could be different for you depending on what you're trying to do, but this always worked for her. She only has 45 minutes to work out, and this works for her. If you were to go through this entire program here, it would total out to about 40 minutes, so this meets your requirement here, and it's done pretty quick. Now, this is an example of a circuit where you have cardio followed. You have you have cardio for 2 minutes followed by a strength building exercise there. These particular exercises, if you're not familiar with them, that's fine. I can tell you how. I can actually send you a list of these exercises with descriptions, because these exercises are excellent for losing weight and starting to build muscle. And essentially, that's what you want to do when it comes to when you're losing weight. Essentially what you want to do is start to build muscle, because although muscle will weigh more than fat, muscle allows you to burn more calories and do it while you're resting and working. So that's one thing you want to consider. But anyways, back to this. In terms of our workout here, you can see that we're doing a circuit where it involves cardio and strength training, and you can see there's different exercises here. Again, if you need help with this, I'm going to tell you how you can get with this. But as you can see here, in set 1, she'll be doing burpees. That's a cardio exercise, followed by push-ups, jumping jacks, bear crawls, butt kicks, tall pull-ins, and then she'll rest for 1 minute and continue. Now, in terms of the 2-minute, 1-minute intervals, this again goes back to that FIT principle, where you talk about frequency, intensity, time, and type. Now, these are all appropriate exercises for her. In terms of you, again, I have guidelines on my website in terms of exercises you can do in terms of creating your program. Essentially, you want to put something down and then test it out and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, you adjust it. And that's pretty much how it is. There's no guarantee that the program works, but I'm telling you right now, if you guys were to do this particular program, this would certainly help. And if it didn't, I would adjust it to show you how it would work for you. Alright, so that's the example of what you would do on Monday. Tuesday, because she's so busy on that day, she decides that's a rest day. Wednesday is another rest day because she's busy. She's probably going to be a little bit sore after that workout, actually. So on Thursday now, she decides she's going to do the Stepmaster for 50 minutes. Again, that time is based on which the FIT principle of what the suggested cardio is for her. She can do more or less. It's all dependent on her level of activity, or her exercise level rather. Now, in terms of strength, she's going to be doing an ab circuit, with core strength, followed with a lower back routine. So, essentially, when you're planning your program, again, I just want to clarify this. When you're planning your program, you want to just make sure that you're getting all your muscle groups in there, unless you're, I guess, targeting a certain muscle group. But you want to essentially make sure that you're getting all your muscle groups in there. So, on the first day, she was targeting her full body. So she was attacking every part of the body. Now she's going a little bit more into a little detail with this workout on the Thursday here. Again, if you need help with some of these exercises, because you might not know them all, but again, that's essentially what you want to do there. Now, you can see that she'd be doing lower back in terms of lower back, she'd be doing deadlifts. In abs, she'd be doing decline setups, a lying leg raise, oblique crunches, and the list goes on. Again, she has 2 to 3 sets, and that's based again on the FIT principle. Again, if you need explanation on that, you can certainly shoot me an email, and I'll tell you how to do that. Now Friday, she's going to rest, and then on Saturday she's again going to do the bike or elliptical. In terms of she'll be doing interval training, followed by a leg circuit where she'll be doing leg extensions, squats, leg curls, single leg lunges, and calf raises. Again, these are some common exercises you can do. Um, are they effective? I've done some of the exercise. Most of the things that I've put in here is all exercises that I've done. So I know a lot of these things work. Some of these things are still included in my programs. Now, again, in terms of the targets, the sets and reps is all based on the FIT principle, again, that you can find on my website. I'm going to show you, again, I showed you guys that in the beginning there. If you explore the website, it has a lot of things for you, and if you don't know or unsure of what to do or need help with creating your program, you can certainly shoot me an email and I'll help you out with that. So that's pretty much essentially the program there. So you can see that she did a full body circuit on Monday. She has cardio and strength training included. You have Thursday where she's doing abs and her lower back, so you're making sure you got the other part there. You got legs in there, and then finally, she decides that she will either do yoga at home or she can do it at the gym class. All right. So one of the things that you definitely want in your program is a balance of cardio. You know, you want cardio in there, you want strength training, and you want flexibility. A lot of people tend to ignore flexibility, but that is a big mistake because it can certainly cause injury, and you don't want that. But flexibility, increasing your flexibility can help with your performance actually. So you definitely want to make sure that you include that in there. So that's a golden nugget there for you. Now, step 9, she's tracking results. So and basically she measures. As she said, she wants to lose 20 pounds in 3 to 4 months. So that's her benchmark there. Monitor, she uses a notebook to keep track of what she does. So for example, on Monday she knows that she did, she was able to do 10 reps of burpees in 2 minutes, and then on January 20th she was able to do 20 reps. So you can see that she's improving there. She's improving, yeah, pretty much. And then you want to again adjust. She after going through this program, she found her workout to be effective, and although it was hard at first, she was able to lose 8 pounds and several inches off her waist, and that was just in the first month. So she's already ahead of her goal. So the program is working. Then again, she can go into another month and not stop working. You might have to adjust the program. So that's an example of how to go through a program there. Again, you might not get it all in one shot. I'm not expecting you to get that, but it does take a little bit of time and a little bit of practice with putting your program together, and I hope that example helps you with doing that. Now, we're going to also get into some basic guidelines for nutrition. So, nutrition is huge, guys. I can't mention this stuff. Nutrition is 80% of what you do. You can work out, but if you eat extremely bad, you're not going to see results. And people are mistaken there. They think that just working out is going to deliver the results. But I'm going to tell you, when you get serious about your eating is when you're going to see the greatest results. And so pay attention to the nutrition side of things, all right? And we're not talking about doing like a diet or some diet for a short period of time here. We're talking about doing something as a lifestyle change, all right? So things you want to do. You want to keep a log of what you eat for 7 to 30 days. Essentially, the reason you want to do this is to, analyze and change what you're eating. So that's what you'd want to do that for. By writing things down, chances are you're probably not going to, chances are over time, you're not going to want to write down something that is potentially bad for you. But you'll also begin to recognize when you're eating. You'll see your times. You'll be able to see where you're eating, what you're eating, and how you can adjust it. And that's why you would want to keep a log. Now, you want to also know your respective food diet for your country. There's nothing said there. Essentially, you want to know how much servings of what you want to have. Now, you also want to read your food labels. Reason you would want to read your food labels because they're important. If you were to look at the ingredients list of a food label, you would see that lists are ordered from least are ordered from most to least by weight. In other words, the largest ingredient is the one listed first on the list. So if you look at the back of, I don't know, you look at the back of, I don't know, let's say a chocolate bar, and you see that the first ingredient there is sugar. That's what it's mainly comprised of, sugar. So that's something you want to look at. Again, you would want to look at that because you want to limit your consumption of foods with, um, the word ending "-ose". If you see fructose, corn syrup, that type of thing, those are sugars. You want to limit those things from your diet. Now, you also want to, you don't want to attempt to go cold turkey right away. People make a mistake of, just trying to switch their eating too quick, and because it's so much of a sudden change, you kind of want to go back to what you were doing before. So you want to gradually just change change that over time. Also, if possible, you want to start reducing your portion sizes. Just start eating smaller portions. It might potentially, your problem might be is that you're eating too much. You're having too much rice. You're having just too much carbs, and that might be the reason why you're putting on excess weight or can't take off weight. Now, you want to aim for 6 small meals, including snacks, a day if possible. Now, this may be hard for some people. Some people are used to eating 3 times a day. They eat breakfast, lunch. Sometimes people don't even eat breakfast. So essentially, you want to eat more as often as possible. I eat on average maybe every 2 to 3 hours. I'm eating 6, 7 meals, maybe 8 meals a day sometimes. I eat quite a bit. It works for me. I just eat healthy things, and I do have cheat days and whatnot, or cheat snacks, that type of thing. So you definitely want to eat more. You want to also establish a regular eating pattern. So you want to eat consistently, for a period of time. This is going to allow you to, again, analyze and change what you're doing. Because if you're eating randomly and or doing things differently or eating late at night, and then wondering why you're not taking off weight, is because it's because of your eating at night. So you need to know what you're doing, and establishing a regular eating pattern will help you with that. Because, for example, I know that I can tell you that I'm up at 6:30 in the morning. I'm eating by 6:55. I come back from the gym. I'm eating around 9 o'clock, then 10 o'clock, then 11:30. So I can tell you exactly how I eat. I have a regular eating pattern. It might not work for everybody, but you want to try to establish some type of plan. All right. All right. Then you want a meal plan. Essentially, if you're a person that doesn't have a lot of time, you want a meal plan so that you're gonna say basically on Monday I want to have chicken breast, Tuesday I'm gonna have turkey, on Wednesday I want to have steak, and you want to and so that you're preparing these things ahead of time and putting them away so that you can just take them up, warm them up, and not having any excuses, right? You also want to consume enough water and fiber. So one of the golden gems I'm going to tell you right now is actually you want to have warm water with lemon first thing in the morning. The reason you want to do that is because lemon is essential. It helps with your immune system. It keeps your body alkaline, which is basically what your body likes to be in. I don't want to get into alkaline and acidic right now, but your body likes to be alkaline. Um, so that's something you can do your own research on that, but you want to definitely consume water with lemon in the morning, and you want to have get your fiber through your fruits and vegetables. Um, you want to also consider eating your fruits with a fat. I do this all the time. So if I'm eating an apple, I eat an apple with pistachios. And the reason I do this is because when you have something like a nut or something, which is a fat, it slows consumption in the body, and it potentially doesn't allow your insulin level to spike, which can cause your body to store fat. So that's one thing you want to do there. All right. Also, you want to watch out for carbohydrates with high glycemic index. So if you go to that link there, let me actually click that up. Hopefully, this doesn't take too long to open up, but give it a second here. So if you come here, you have the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. It has a list of different bakeries and foods, different products with a glycemic index. Again, this is based on like your blood sugar level. When we're talking about glycemics, we're talking about things that could potentially raise your blood sugar level. So if you go here, you can see foods, you can see different things, breads with the glycemic index. All right, and essentially you want to watch out for things that will cause your big spikes in your insulin level. So things that you might not know that are to give you examples of foods that could spike your insulin level. You have things like potatoes, parsnips, carrots, corn. They cause big spikes in insulin level. So you want to avoid eating those things, right? You want to also look for breads that have a score of less than 50 or 60 in the glycemic index. And if you go to that link there, you will be able to find that information. You also want to limit your consumption of carbohydrates late at night. Again, that goes back to the idea of destroying, you know, extra energy in your body when you don't necessarily need it, and when your digestive system slows down at night, you're just possibly giving yourself the ability to store fat there. All right. You also want to, maximum your vitamin intake from foods. So you basically want to eat a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables. Especially those that are in season. You don't want to overcook your vegetables. You want to keep them a little crunchy to make sure there's the nutrients and the required vitamins in there. Also, this is huge as well. I didn't just do this, but I kind of just started scheduling my cheat meals. So I have an idea of when I'm going to eat. It helps a lot. So you want to schedule your cheat meals so that you can have a day where you can eat normal, or not have to be forced to like stick to this thing if it's something that you're dreading. Um, so you want to know, say for example, Tuesday and Saturday is a day where I'm going to have uh, don't want to get too bad here, but uh, Swiss chalet or something of that nature. So that's what you want to do in terms of cheat meals. You also want to consume green tea. There's a huge amount of benefits behind green tea. I consume green tea with my dinner, or after my dinner every day. It's something I do. It definitely helps with several things. Again, if you go to my website, there's a section under health and nutrition on teas where you can read upon that. Also, you want to go organic where possible. So when we're talking about organic, we're talking about without the use of herbicides, pesticides, type of thing. Those things that they spray on vegetables and stuff, so that insects don't go and eat them and that type of thing. So that happens normally. A lot of the things that you're getting from the grocery store are not organic. Even if you wash them, they still keep those herbicides and pesticides because that's the chemicals that they use are resistant to that. So, the one thing you can do in terms of if you're not buying things organic is to use a natural veggie wash. So, what you can do is combine a tablespoon of lemon juice to two tablespoons of baking soda with a cup of water in a spray bottle, and you can apply this to your food before eating, or soak your produce in this before cutting and eating that type of stuff, right? You also want to make consume a salad before meals where possible. Um, I do this with dinner. Um, this helps. Where this would help you is because if you eat like fruits and vegetables before a meal, you're taking a lot of water in. You're going to be fuller, and you're probably going to eat a lot less for dinner. So that's what I would suggest there. If you choose to consume a sugary treat, you want to position it so you have the opportunity to burn it off. I know this may seem bad, but if you want to have something bad, you might want to do it not directly after workout, but like towards like not in the evening, but in the daytime where you're a little bit more busy, a little bit more active. You give yourself the opportunity to burn it off. So that's a little strategy there if you're going to do that. Um, you also, if you have an intolerance to something, you want to do a little bit of research to find alternatives. That's simple enough. There's a lot of information out there. If you certainly can't find anything, you can again send me an email. I'll tell you how to do that so that you can get the required information so that you can make adjustments to your diet without having any stuff go wrong with your stomach and whatnot. So, the last part right here on nutrition. If you're going to drink alcohol, you just want to drink it in moderation. Um, I'm sure you've heard this before, and you want to again. It's a little bit more on the digestive system. But you want to practice going to the washroom at the same time and don't ignore the need to go. Some people don't want to go where they are in public locations and stuff like that. But you want to keep your bowel movements the same. You want to make sure that you want to keep your body in some type of habit, man. It works. I go to the washroom every morning. I know it's embarrassing, but you want to do that. Just keep yourself in regular bowel movements. You don't want yourself to be constipated, and constipation is definitely not good. So that goes back to constipation, and then you want to exhibit balance overall. All right. Now here's the problem. I know that a lot of the things I've said here, or or I've shared with you, it's simple, but at the end of the day, it's not always easy to do. I personally experienced many of the I had a lot of problems with my eating in the beginning. Ate McDonald's, I ate whatever it is, I just didn't care. But you gotta treat you better. You gotta treat yourself better than that. You don't, just because I'm young does not make me not subject to, having a heart attack or getting a stroke, that type of thing. So, you want to treat yourself right. So, as I said, the problem is I personally, experienced many of the problems you have. Such as not wanting to work up or get up in the morning. Not having energy, not being motivated for every reason. Exhibiting, poor eating habits, and just life getting in the way. I've had problems with all that. I'm human just like you. The only difference I would say is that I've consciously now made decisions to do things when I don't feel like doing it, and I've found solutions to every one of the problems that you see here. All right. So with that said, what I want to do for you is I want to offer you a free strategy session with me. Now, I know you're listening to this right now, but I'm going to open up for you to send me an email and help you with creating your program. I want to be a helping hand in terms of what you can eat. We do have an on-site nutritionist that is going to be sharing our meal plans and stuff like that. So I want to be able to provide solutions for you. So I want to understand your unique situation. I want to be able to provide solutions and feedback for you. I want to determine if you have any, subconscious fears that are maybe holding you back. I want to provide you with any resources. Again, as I said, we have an on-site nutritionist, more websites. I want to give you, possibly give you concrete action steps, and you determine if you need any type of program design and see if what you're doing right now is working for you. All right. Listen, there's nothing to lose here. I want to help you succeed, and besides, it's free. So there are no excuses as to why you can't do it. All right, I'm here to help you. I've done it, and I would like to help you. So here's my contact information. I've been talking about it before. So the slogan that we have at Transform Yourself is this. It says, be the person, do the work, have the results, and the process. You will transform yourself forever. I've shown you the website already. We do have a Facebook page. I can actually pop that up for you right now. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. We do have a Facebook page here for you to go and check out, with a lot of helpful tips, motivation things, to help you out there, because a lot of people need help with motivation. Just a lot of things that you can find here. So we have that. We also have a Twitter page. We can show you that as well. So just waiting for that to pop up. So again, we have a Twitter page here. Again, if you're on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. What else can I say? Let's get back to this. And yeah, we also have a YouTube channel. Actually, let me show you that. Let me go back to my website. I'm going to show you the YouTube channel. We actually have an interview with a lady that I recently did, which is really good. It's had a lot of views. Certainly check that out. If you go to the YouTube channel there, you can go through some of the videos I talk about a little bit more about your why, goal setting. I get into those things a little bit better that I haven't actually done on this. Well, I've kind of tried to explain to you as best of my abilities on this webinar, but I realize you might not get it all. But if you want to go down and listen to our interviews and information, this is where you would need to go. You can check all the things that's still loading here, but you can certainly go to this page and check it all out here. Wow, This is looks like a lot of pop-ups on here, but anyways, all right. So, and yeah, as I said, if you have any issues or you want to take me up on that free strategy session, you want to send me an email at info@transformyourselfforever.com. So again, if you need any help, if you need those exercise tips, you want any help with anything that I can help you with, health and fitness wise, personal training, um, I'm here to help and support you. So I'm gonna leave that up there for a little bit. So hopefully you're able to see that. You can pause the video. And I just would like to thank you for listening to this presentation today. I hope it has benefited you. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to contact me. I'm here to help you. All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care.